What is it now?
Hello.
I must hunt soon. What, mortal? That was my plan. Greetings. Very well. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Greetings. What, mortal? What is it now? What, mortal? What is it now? Greetings. What is it now? I must hunt soon. What, mortal? What is it now? I must hunt soon. What is it now? What, mortal? What is it now? I must hunt soon. What is it now? What, mortal? You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? What is it now? Greetings. That was my plan. Agreed. What, mortal? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? What is it now? Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Greetings. I hunger. What is it now? Very well. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. Die. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that?
First blood.
What is it now? Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed.
Our allies' town.
I hunger. What, mortal? What is it now? Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. Greetings. Very well. What, mortal?
Our allies' town needs help.
What is it now? I must hunt soon. What is it now? I must hunt soon. Your soul is mine. Death rages. I hunger. That was my plan. Agreed. Death rages. Very well. I hunger. You thought of that? What is it now? I must soon. What is it now? That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. What, mortal? You thought of that? That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Greetings. What, mortal? What is it now? Agreed. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. What, mortal? Agreed. Very well. Death rages. What is it now? Greetings. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? I hunger. I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well.
Our allies' town needs help.
Very well. Agreed. What mortal? Greetings. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Agreed. What is it now? You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. Very
Our
well.
allies' town needs
I hunger. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. What, mortal? You thought of that? Very well. Die. That was my plan. Greetings. What is it now? Greetings.
Our allies' town needs help.
What is it now? Greetings.
What?
What is it now? What, mortal? Thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. What, mortal? That was my plan. What is it now? Very well. You thought of that? Very well. Greetings. Death rages. What is it now? You thought of that? I hunger. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. What, mortal? I must hunt soon. What is it now? I must hunt soon.
Our allies' town
Very
needs
well.
help.
You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that. What, mortal? That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. What is it?
Double kill.
Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. What more?
Our allies' town needs help.
What is it now? Agreed. Very well. Greetings. Die. Death rages.
Our allies' town needs help.
Very well. What is it now? Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? What, mortal? That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Very well. I hunger. Greetings. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. What is it now? You thought of that? What, mortal? I must hunt soon. Very well. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. What is it now? Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. Agreed. You thought of that? What is it now? I must hunt soon. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. What, mortal? Very well. You thought of that? Greetings. Die. Agreed. You thought of that? What is it now? What, mortal? What is it now? What, mortal? What is it now? That was my plan. Agreed. I must hunt soon. What, mortal? That was my plan. What is it
Our
now?
allies' town needs help. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
You thought of that?
Killing spree.
Agreed. What is it now?
Our allies' town needs help.
You thought of that? Very well. What, mortal? You thought of that? Very well. What is it now? You thought of that? That was my plan.
Our allies' town needs help.
Thought of that? Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. I hunger. I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Agreed. Greetings.
Dominating.
Our allies' town needs help.
The night beckons.
Our allies' town needs help.
What is it now? My plan. Greetings. That? What, mortal? Very well. You thought of that? Very well. I must hunt soon. You thought of that? Agreed. Your soul is mine. Greetings. That was my plan. Very well. I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? Greetings. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan.
Our allies'
Thought
town
of
needs
that?
help.
Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. What, mortal? I must hunt soon. Very well. Death rages. I hunger. Thought of that? That was my plan. Greetings. You thought of that? What is it now? I must hunt soon. Very well.
Double kill. Killing spree. Double kill.
The night beckons. Thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? Your soul is mine. What, mortal? Greetings. I must hunt soon. That was my plan. What is it now? Greetings. What is it now? Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that?
Our allies' town needs help.
Greetings. Agreed. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. What? That was my plan.
Our allies' town needs help.
I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. Death rages. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well.
Killing spree.
You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. What, mortal? Very well. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan.
Mega kill.
What, mortal? What is it now? You thought of that? Die. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. What, mortal? Agreed.
Unstoppable.
Our allies' town needs help.
You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. What, mortal? That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? What is it now? Death rages. I must hunt soon. What, mortal? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. Greetings. What is it now? That was my plan. Very well. I must hunt soon. Agreed. What, mortal? Greetings. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that?
Our warriors
That
have
was
engaged
my
the
plan. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? What? Greetings. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Agreed. That was my plan. I hunger. Die. Very well. I must hunt soon. Agreed. What is it now? Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Greetings. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. I hunger. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. What is it now? You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Well, that was my plan. What, mortal? I must hunt. What is it now? I must hunt soon. Agreed. Very well. Your soul is mine. That was my plan.
Wicked sick.
Town needs help.
Greetings. I must hunt soon.
Greetings, my lord.
What, mortal? Very well. Agreed. Very well. What is it? You thought of
Our
that?
allies' town needs
Must
help.
hunt soon. Greetings. Very well. What is it now? Greetings. Agreed. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. What, mortal? That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Plan. What is it? Very well. What? What is it now? You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. I must hunt soon. Agreed. Death rages.
Our
That
allies'
was
town
my
needs
plan.
help.
Very well. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. Greetings. I must hunt. You thought of that? Agreed.
Monster kill.
Our allies' town needs help.
Agreed. Die. What?
Godlike double kill.
Our allies' town needs help. Our allies' town needs help.
The night beckons. Greetings. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. Agreed. What is it now? You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. Greetings. I must soon. Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. Greetings. You thought of that?
Our warriors have engaged.
Death rages. I hunger. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? Greetings.
Our allies' town needs help.
Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? I hunger. Your soul is mine. Very well. Agreed. What is it now? Very well.
Our allies' town
What?
needs help.
Agreed. Death rages. Your soul is mine. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. Thought of that? That was my plan. What is it now? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. I must shoot. What is it now? What? I must shoot. Very well. That was my plan. Greetings. I must hunt soon. What, mortal? Very well. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Die. Your soul is mine. You thought of that? I hunger. That was my plan. Your soul is mine. Agreed. What, mortal?
Hello.
What is it now?
How may I serve?
Greetings. That was my plan. What, mortal? Agreed. What is it now? Very well. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. What is it now? Agreed. Greetings. That was my plan. What is it now? Greetings. You thought of that? What is it now? Greetings. What is it now? I must plan. Agreed. What is it now? Greetings. You thought of that? Agreed. I must hunt soon. Die. Greetings.
This town needs help.
Killing spree.
Our allies' town needs help. Our allies' town needs help. Our allies' town needs help.
The night beckons.
Dominating.
I must hunt soon. Greetings. That was my plan. Very well. I hunger.
Our allies' town
What?
needs help.
You thought of that? Greetings. What, mortal? That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Agreed. Greetings. What is it now? Greetings. Die. You thought of that? Very well. What, mortal? I must hunt soon. Greetings. That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well.
Our allies' town needs help.
You thought of that? That was my plan.
Mega
You thought
kill.
of that? That was my plan. Hunt soon. You thought of that? That plan. Very well.
Our allies' town needs
What
help.
is it now? The night beckons. I hunger. What is it now? Agreed. What, mortal? Very well. Death rages. You thought of that? What is it now? That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. Greetings. What is it now? Greetings. I must hunt soon. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. Greetings. What is it now? Very well. What? That was my plan.
Our allies' town needs help.
That was my plan. What is it now? Very well. Greetings. That was my plan. What, mortal? Greetings. Very well. I must hunt soon. You thought of that? What is it now? That was my plan. Very well.
Double kill.
Night beckons. You thought of that? What? Greetings. That was my plan. You thought of that?
Killing spree.
You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. What is it now? What, mortal? I must hunt soon. You thought of that? That was my plan. Greetings. What is it now? Agreed. What, mortal? Very well. Agreed. What is it now? That was my plan. Agreed. Greetings. You thought of that?
Killing spree.
Agreed. You thought of that? What, mortal? Agreed. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. Very well. That was my plan. Soon is mine. What is it now? Greetings. Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. Must hunt soon. Very well. That was my plan. Greetings. What is it now? What? Greetings. You thought of that? That was my plan.
Our allies' town needs help.
Plan. Must hunt soon. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. I hunger. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. Greetings. What is it now? Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Death rages. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. Greetings. Agreed. What, mortal? Very well. Greetings. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Greetings. What is it now? Greetings. What is it now? Greetings. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? What, mortal? What is it now? Must hunt soon. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. What? Very well. That was my plan.
Our
You
allies'
thought
town
of
needs
that?
help.
Agreed. Greetings.
Welcome to our
You
village.
thought of that? What? What is it now? I must hunt soon. Die. Greetings. Very well. I must hunt soon. You thought of that? That was my plan. What is it now? Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. Rages. Greetings. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. I hunger. What? You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. What is it now? What is it now?
Greetings, my lord.
What, mortal? What is it now? You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Greetings. Die. Very well. What is it now? Agreed. Greetings. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Death rages. I hunger. Die. What? Very well. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. I hunger. Must hunt soon. What is it now? That was my plan. You thought of that? Death rages. What, mortal? I hunger. That was my plan. What is it now? Your soul is
Our warriors have engaged.
Double kill. Killing spree. Double
My
kill.
life for this. What? What is it now? That was my plan. I must hunt soon. What is it now? You thought of that? Agreed. What, mortal? Death rages. What is it now? Very well. That was my plan. I hunger. Greetings. Rages. What is it now? Very well. What, mortal? I must hunt soon. You thought of that? What is it now? What, mortal? Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. What is it now? That was my plan. I hunger. Die. Very well. You thought of that? Greetings. I hunger. I must hunt soon. Greetings. What? Agreed. You thought of that? Greed must hunt soon. What, mortal? I must hunt soon. What? Greetings. What is it now? I must hunt soon. Agreed. Very well. Greetings. That was my plan. I must hunt. What, mortal?
Our warriors have
Greetings.
engaged.
Agreed. What, mortal? That was my plan. Agreed. I must hunt.
Killing spree.
Greetings. What is it? You thought of that? Agreed. What, mortal? What is it now? I must hunt.
Double kill.
That was my plan. Agreed. What is it now? Death rages. What, mortal? Greetings. I hunger. What is it now? Die. What, mortal? Very well. What is it? That was my plan.
Our allies' town needs help.
What, mortal?
Killing spree.
Greetings. What is it now? What, mortal? What is it
Our
now?
allies' town needs
That
help.
was my
Our
plan.
warriors have engaged.
What, mortal? You thought of that? What is it now? Agreed. I must hunt soon. Your soul is mine.
Double kill.
Our allies'
My
town needs help.
might cannot be matched. My Nerub. I'll see to it. Indubitably. By Nerub. Chinky. I'll consume them.
Our allies' town needs help.
Where shall my blood
Time is
spill?
fleeting.
Our allies' town needs help.
By Nerub. Indubitably. By Nerub. Chinky. Speak. I'll consume the living and the dead.
Light beckons. Very well.
Our allies' town needs help.
Greetings. That was my
Wait
plan.
till you see me in action.
I must hunt soon. What is it now? I must hunt soon. Very well.
Time is
What,
fleeting.
mortal? That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. Greetings. What is it now? You thought of that? That was my plan.
Our
Agreed.
allies' town needs help.
Aye?
I must hunt soon. That was my plan.
Dominating.
What, mortal? You thought
Wait
of
till you
that?
see me in action.
That was my plan. What is it now?